Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash, and also double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day, that is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and also Shalom to the Hof elect that is also doing the same things in his work, that is spreading this ministry and this gospel to the other members of the Hof elect in faith and truth and sincerity and in all charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Measuring the Times. Now, if the Spirit has it to where I title this video in a different way, I'm just going to move according to the Spirit, like we always do. But pursuant to the topic, we're in the time of prophecy. All right, even though the people want to shirk it off as something that's far-fetched or a fairy tale, but it's right here before our very eyes, man. That's why you have the situation with UK and the EU in the form of Brexit, in which the UK is trying to break away from the EU nations. All right, in which that's part of the algorithm. In which the brothers that put together the algorithm, World War III algorithm. I know one of them, one of the brothers' names is Rokar Yaquam. That go into the algorithms. Is another brother, name escapes me, Salakia. But that's part of the algorithm, man. Is that these things are a sequence of events, which is going to lead up to the next coming war, which is going to be the war to end all wars. Okay. And which comes in the form of World War III, where you got to have all the nations come together to fight against each other, pursuant to the book of Joel about the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay. All this is a part of prophecy, man, and things that are going on today. This is us measuring the times. These are signs to show us that our Lord Yahweh Bahashem Shai is near. These are signs to show you that Yahweh Shai is fast approaching. Okay. And also as well, things that goes on here on the soils of America. I mean, you constantly see this current society at an all-time low. And when you think that is at its lowest point throughout history, it's another piece of legislation or another enactment or way of living is perpetuated here in America, and that sets it to another low level, man. So that just goes to show you, man, that these times that we're living in, these are the times of great perils, man. And it's going to escalate during the time of martial law. Okay, because the Bible also speaks about martial law. That's a form of us measuring the times, man. So now that we see these things go on the planet Earth, we know that the Lord is near, like I mentioned before. I don't know who that was. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the precepts that I have here. This book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. And this is at the first verse. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See? So by us watching, which, it's been quite a minute since we touched up on the topic of being a watchman, because that's important. Because if you're a watchman and you're sitting upon a watchtower, you're watching out for the things that are coming upon this land, and which is what the prophecies we see, different things escalate. We see the coming of the mark of the beast, which is already here. We're just waiting on the what's the word I'm looking for? We're waiting on the mandate, or we're waiting for this chip to be mandated. All right, because it's going to get to a point in time where the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, to be implemented, it can fully implement it, and it's to be mandated, and where it's required for you to have that chip. Okay, because that's how this current society that we're living in, that's how it's going to be conducted. It's going to be conducted by way of the chip, and you see a slow process by way of them doing away with the cash system, and they're basically setting their currency into a database or into an electronic system. That's why now everything that you do when it comes to making transactions is online. Also, a part of that is having your debit card, or your credit card, or your debit card. You know, it's an electronic, a print or electronic signature, so to speak, that's on the card to read it and to withdraw funds from your bank account. So same thing with the chip. So when the chip is implemented, that's how your funds are going to be electronically withdrawn. Because once you swipe the chip, which is going to be embedded within the body, pursuant to Revelations the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, that word mark in the Greek, which means charagma. So once that chip is implanted within the body, that's going to be the new form of currency. All right, using yourself as a debit card. You know, using your body as a transaction. All right, and it really goes deeper than that, man. You know, that's just scratching the surface. So this is a part of measuring the times, man. All right, which the mark of the beast is a major prophecy, which is yet to come. All right, and we see it right now, man. So that's a part of being a watchman. So I'm gonna read verse 2 again. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." Right, so all these things were to be set in motion from the beginning. All right, before the foundation of the world, the Lord laid out the schematics and the blueprint of how everything was going to play out, and you're starting to see it play out before your very eyes, man. All right, the Lord already had everything set up from the beginning, man, and you're seeing it. We're just acting out the scenario. Okay, you know, it may bug out, you know, some newcomers or, you know, new people that are listening, but that's the truth, man. All right. And I believe this is actually, I'm gonna keep reading. It's like it says, "Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning." See? And again, that's predestination, man. You know, people don't believe, you know, some people don't believe in predestination, should I say. You know, you got some Christians that, you know, that cling on to the modern day Christianity that believe in predestination, and you got some that don't. But predestination is all throughout the scriptures. All right? Everything's been laid out. You know, but that's going to a whole nother topic, man. You know, Lord's will, I'll do a video on that if the Spirit jumps on me to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Matthew the 24th chapter, and this is at the 3rd verse, and it says, "And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" See? So it said, what's going to be the sign of his coming? All right. It's like it says, what's going to be the sign of our Lord's coming? You know, basically they were inquiring of the end. All right. In which they didn't understand back then that it wasn't time yet. Okay. Because certain things that had to happen first before the end of this current age. Because you go into the word world, it means aeon, which means age. Okay. I'm gonna go to verse 4. It says, and Yahushua answered, saying unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So that's why right now we hear wars and rumors of wars. Okay? We hear wars and rumors of wars, and not only that, it is more. All right? It says, many shall come in his name, saying that they're the anointed. And you do have that. All right? You have many that come and say they're anointed. You know, the Lord sent them, when the Lord really didn't send them. All right? And you can find that in the book of Jeremiah. It says the prophets speak lies, sort of roughly paraphrasing. And the Lord said that he didn't send them. All right? So you got self-proclaimed pastors and preachers that think that the Lord sent them when he really didn't, man. All right? Which really is leading to their own destruction. Okay? I'm going to go down to verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So nation is going to rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. One people against another people, one realm against another. And I believe there's another precept that says that. See if I can grab it. All right, Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. And I'm going to start at the 31st verse. Is the point. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Right. And that's why the things that are written in heaven is going to play out here on the planet Earth. All right. The things that are done in the spiritual realm is going to be done here on the planet Earth, man. All right. So it's one world against another world. All right. One realm against another. Okay. The world of Israel. All right. John 3:16. A lot of the Christians love to quote. All right. The world of Israel versus the world of Esau. All right. The world of the righteous versus the world of the wicked. Okay. So it's one city against another, and one place against another, and one people against another. So it's going to be, once again, like I read earlier, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You're going to have one nation against another, man. That's going to come in the form of this coming race war. All right. And it's going to escalate to the point to where it actually is going to be done right at the cusp of martial law. All right. And I believe there's more in this. It says, verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, that's it. Yep. It says, and all these are the beginning of sorrow. So all these things that we see going on is going to eventually escalate to the point of war. All right. You know, it's going to be all out battles, man. And really the end all be all is World War III. So even within America is going to be a war in itself. All right. Because you're going to have one people against another. All right. You're going to have one people to fight against another people. Okay. Now, we'll go from there and get the book of Joel. And this is what I quoted earlier. Joel. It's like Israel, the 3rd chapter. And this is at the 9th verse. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right. So this is talking about among the nations. All right. The Gentiles. The natural Gentiles. Okay. It says prepare war and wake up the mighty men. All right. And let the men of war draw near. So the men of war of these different nations are rising up. Okay. Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. See, in these nations that were once weak, that couldn't hold a candle to America, because during the time of the bombing, it's like during the time of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that's when you had these different nations. They backed up off of America because they knew that America was able to bomb a nation if they were to get out of line. So for a certain amount of time, nobody was messing with America. America was feared among the nations. But now that you have the same technology that has been given to the other nations, now they can stand up to America. Now they can battle against America, fight against America on a level playing field. All right, without being at a disadvantage, because now they got the bomb. Okay. Verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh Shimon Shai, that the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which that word Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shabbat, which means Yahweh's judgment. All right. There's a reason why it's called the valley of Jehoshaphat at Yahweh's decision or Yahweh's judgment. Okay. It says, for there, and this is why it's written there. This is why it's known as the valley of Jehoshaphat. It's because for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. See? So, and really the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahweh Shabbat is over in the Middle Eastern region, where Syria is, in the neighboring lands that are near that region. So that place there in the Middle East is a hot spot for these nations to assemble themselves and to fight against each other. So that's where the Lord is drawing the armies and the nations to come together to fight against each other during this next coming war. That's going to be where the start of this next coming war is going to be at. All right. And this is going to spill over throughout all the world. And guess what? This is going to be the war to where America is going to get touched. All right. America is going to also face casualties as the other nations have, man, because throughout time, when you had World War I and World War II, America was never touched, man. America has never been touched by any major casualties of war to where you had major damage and deaths. But guess what? In this next coming war, you're going to have that. You're going to have complete destruction of America, and you're going to have mountains and mountains of bodies toppled on top of each other, man. That's going to be the casualties of war. Verse 13, it says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full and the fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. So, and the reason why, and like I mentioned before, how we're measuring the times, I've also mentioned how America, right now, America is at its lowest point possible. And like I mentioned before, you would think that America would never go any lower, but, they managed to make it possible to reach a whole nother low. All right. So that's why it says the press is full and the fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. Verse 14, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shimon Shai is near in the valley of decision. All right. I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna go all the way down to verse 16. It says, "The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake." All right. So that's going to be the time of thermonuclear destruction. That's when there's going to be a complete blackout, man. All right. From the smoke that's going to come from the destruction. And also said, "The Lord shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem." That's right. Our Lord's going to come from the east. Okay. It says, "And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel." See? And really, when it says the Lord will be the hope of his people, that's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? Because right now, 2/3 of our people, they're not hoping for the Lord to come back. All right? They're really hoping to make a living here in America and live here until old age, until they keel over and die. And that's it. Okay? But like it said the heavens and the earth will shake. And that's going to be done by way of what? The thermonuclear destruction. When you have multitudes and multitudes of missiles dropping down on America, the whole earth is going to shake. The whole earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard, like the scriptures say. All right? Because all the nations are going to feel it. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end off on that note. Lord's word was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem B'chak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule very well to this very day. Also, shalom, peace and safety and salutations to the hopeful elect that is also laboring his work, that's spreading his ministry and his gospel to other members of the hopeful elect, and faith, in truth, sincerity, and in all charity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.